Today, I want to talk about what I think, just off the top of my head, has allowed me to achieve the 50 kilo pull up. Somebody asked me in the comments, he mentioned that he'd been stuck recently on 37.5 kilos, and just wanted to know what I was doing in order to go from 40 to 50, because 50 was a sticking point for me for a very long time. To be completely honest, I'd never actually even got 45 in a way where I would consider it a rep. 40 was very much my sticking point. And strangely, going back through the data that I have on my training, I realized very quickly that, I'm just thinking about it, I haven't been training weighted pull-ups for a very, very long time now. I've spent 4 to 6 weeks with weighted chin-ups in my program about 2 months ago now, I want to say. However, I haven't done weighted pull-ups consistently in maybe 3.5 months now. And that makes for interesting reading for me, in my opinion, right? Like, how does one improve at something when they have spent so much time away from it? And to be honest, I think the answer is quite simple. I was speaking to a friend about it today, and he simply said, well, yeah, like, you, without realizing it, you were ironing out weaknesses, you were ironing out deficiencies, and that is indirectly going to help you with the pull-up. With that said, the movement in and of itself was never neglected entirely. I've always had some sort of pull-up movement involved with all my training. Since I learnt the muscle up around just over 50 days ago now, almost 2 months ago, I've consistently been doing high pulls and muscle ups religiously, probably 4 to 5 times a week. In the first week or two, I did it every day for about 10 to 14 days, if I'm not mistaken. And as is common knowledge, explosive movements they often carry over to strength movements like no other. And sometimes if you don't train explosive movements, they'll carry over to your strength movements better than training specifically for the strength, right? So my simple answer to the question in many ways would be explosive pull-ups. I spent the majority of my pulling time during this period moving quickly. I've been doing a fair bit of band work, just doing super as fast as I can pull-ups with the band, in combination with high pulls and muscle ups. Along with that, I've been training a lot more arms than I ever have. And naturally that's going to carry over, because even though we pull up properly around here, we never neglect our scapular raises, never neglect our, I guess what I would call like lat pull-ups, that you may have seen me do from time to time. The reality is your arms play a part. Your biceps play a part in your pull-up movement, as to your shoulders. And I've been isolating both my biceps, triceps, and shoulders a lot more than I ever have recently. So I wouldn't be surprised if that had some sort of carryover. My rear delts have also got a lot more love than they used to, which is only going to help. And due to my knee being busted in the last couple of weeks, I've been benching a lot. And because I haven't been able to leg drive, I've been putting a huge emphasis on locking in my lats and particularly my lower back, because at the beginning, when I was allowing my glutes to engage, it was then causing a knock-on effect and causing my quad to engage. And the second my quad engaged, my knee was put in a position they didn't like. So my back has been getting a lot of indirect love recently. I haven't been doing much in the way of any hypertrophy or strength pulling work. I've literally just been exploding. I've just been doing high pulls and just been doing muscle ups. So I have to conclude that the primary reason as to why I was able to jump 10 kilos without training any weighted pull-ups in the last 2 months was because I've been pulling explosively and I've been ironing out deficiencies in my body as a whole. So I guess then my answer would be to anybody questioning how to break the plateau of their weighted pull-up journey. If anything, it would be, okay, step away from the weighted pull-ups, right? Because once you get to a certain point on weighted pull-ups, I personally, again, depending on what your aim is with pull-ups, like I'm somebody who, whilst I achieved that 50 kilo pull-up, I don't consider myself great at pull-ups because I admire the gymnasts and the way they do pull-ups. And if your chest doesn't touch the bar with body weight pull-ups, then I'm not counting that as a rep. That's just me and the way I like to do pull-ups, right? And I can't get more than 6 on a good day, 7 at most, doing body weight pull-ups with that kind of form. However, the 40 kilos yesterday moved, it took me by surprise. I'm not going to lie. It moved like butter. So, yeah, my answer would be, look at where you're weak. Look at the things that you currently neglect that have some sort of relevance to the pull-ups. How often do you train arms? How often do you train your shoulders? How often do you train your rear delts? How much do you do in your warm-up to directly carry over to your pull-ups? Because I feel like scapular raises are the most overlooked thing in the gym, personally. Like, I don't care how good you are and what you can lift on a pull-up. You should be doing scapular raises before every single time you do pull-ups, in my opinion. Like, that's a no-brainer. And then if you want to take that a step further, then you do the lateral, I don't know what to call them. I'm going to have to look for a name because it's annoying me. You do the lat pull-ups where you bring your hips as high as you can whilst drawing your lats back to light up your entire lat from insert to upper. Always work on those basics. Always work on those basics. Always have those basics as the cornerstone of your pull-up routine, because then you'll always have the right motor mechanics, yeah, I think that's the right term, for the pull itself, right? And then from there, weaknesses. Iron out all your weaknesses. Preferably take a step away from, if you're plateauing, I would personally take a step away from the weighted pull-ups themselves and work on your body weight pull-ups. If you currently do your body weight pull-ups, getting your chin to the bar, then work on getting your chest to the bar. Because I know people who are super strong in the pull-ups, like some of my closest friends at the gym can rep 30 kilos like it's nothing. But the second you get them to get their chest to the bar with body weight, similar to me, 7 reps all of a sudden becomes hard, right? So make tiny little adjustments in your pull-ups to change the stimulus. You may be getting less reps, but you'll be gaining strength in areas that are otherwise neglected. If you're willing to, learn the muscle up. Like, I hate to break it to you, but the muscle up really isn't difficult. If you can do a weighted pull up, in my opinion, at like 20, 30 kilos for some reps, then I see no reason as to why you can't muscle up. It's all technique, in my opinion. Until you get to the point like these elite calisthenics guys where you're doing it slow and controlled the entire way, it's technique, bro. It's technique. Like, even with the tiniest swing, like my cleanest muscle ups, they may not even look like I'm using much momentum, but bro, if I sit there and dead hang, there's no way on earth I'm getting that muscle up. So figure that out. Go and learn a new skill. Step away from it. Take some time away from it. Allow your body to, dare I say it, like, recover. Because in hindsight, I was probably giving my body a beating with the way in which I was consistently doing weighted pull-ups. And yeah, man. So simply put, step away, get some explosive work in, explosive pull-ups. Start with bands, quick pull-ups, fast pull-ups. Check out Fitness FAQs as well. His all his content on calisthenics is just out of this world. I'll be real. He breaks everything down real simply, really nicely. I'll put his link in the description for you guys, because he's got some really good shorts on all of this stuff. And he was the one who, in many ways, got me hooked on speed pull-ups. Just humble yourself, bro. Humble yourself. I went from doing weighted pull-ups to putting a band round the bar, like how you get most people to train pull-ups for the first time, and repping those motherfuckers out as quick as I could. Switch it up. That's what served me. It's been 2 months worth of work. If you told me 2 months ago that without even thinking about it, you'll put 10 kilos on your weighted pull-ups, I would have bit your hand off and said, yeah, I'll take that. 2 months sounds like a long time in hindsight, but it's really not. It's really not long at all in this training game. So yeah, man, mix it up, and have some fun, man. Don't ever forget to have fun, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day. But if you made it this far, thank you very, very much. Again, as you guys know, like, I don't script this stuff, so whenever it comes to explaining something like this, there is a chance that I go in circles and I repeat things, and for that I apologize. So if you made it this far, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you more than you could imagine. And to the dude who asked about pull-ups, bro, like, keep it up. The most important thing with pull-ups, I would say to anybody, just don't stop doing pull-ups. Like, you're an idiot, in my opinion, if you stop doing pull-ups. Like, you have to always be doing pull-ups. I don't care how heavy you are. I don't care what kind of cycle you're in with regards to bulking or cutting. Pull-ups are an essential part of any program, in my opinion. They are a foundational lift that, if you want to consider yourself strong or healthy, like, I expect to see you doing them. So yeah, man, have fun, enjoy your pull-ups, keep pushing, keep grinding, learn new skills, make it fun, and yeah, get mixy with it. But thank you very much for making it this far. I hope I explained it I hope I gave you something anyway. So I shall see you tomorrow.